Hey, welcome back guys to the final few videos of my Dragon Quest 3 complete platinum guide. We should be in Cloud's Gate Citadel, so it's going to warp to Citadel Tower, or if you want, just go down the stairs at the south part of the throne room and then go through a doorway. So here, yeah, you got a brief dungeon to go through in order to reach a boss. So you've got a mini medal in that chest, and in this one you've got a poker. Yeah, so in this part of the post-game dungeons, you have 2 mini medals and 1 monster. Yeah, 2 mini medals and 1 monster here, guys. So yeah, you've got about 3 or so floors to go up, and then we're on the boss, which you have to defeat about 5 or 6 times altogether. There will be some new monsters, of course, which you'll need to encounter and defeat in order to add them to your monster list. You should have 3 new monsters here, guys. Well, there might be more, but there's 3 which spawn quite often here. So that in your monster list, it should be monster number 133, 134, and 135. So by the time you reach a boss, you should have got them new monsters, guys. 133, 134, and 135. Of course, it's all in my map. If you just want like a written account of what you need. Yeah, so this boss coming up, Zenlon, you have to obtain all of his wishes for a trophy, and of course you also need him to access some other stuff, which you need for other trophies. But you get 2 wishes for beating him under 25 turns to begin with, I believe, and then after every battle after that, you have to beat him within 15 turns. So yeah. It kind of gives you a bit of leeway to begin with, and then it gets more difficult afterwards. So this chest has your second mini medal, guys, of this dungeon. So yes, that's the second mini medal of this dungeon, and the last one of this dungeon, Citadel Tower. And here is your monster. Yeah, Frantico. So new monster for the roster. Not many left to go. I think there's only 4 monsters left, and then we've got them all. Yes, I think this is another new enemy type, or did I encounter these in the question mark dungeon? I don't know, but like I said, it should be 3 new monsters. So yeah, Zenlon, first of all, you need to beat him in under 25 turns. I think it's either under 20 or 25, I forget exactly. But yes, you beat him, and you'll get 2 wishes each time. Basically, each time you beat him, you can pick a different wish. Yeah, you got elevating shoes in that chest there, guys, which is quite a unique item. I think we have a pair already, but yes, you've got another pair in there if you want them. Elevated shoes. They give you experience as you're running around, but they also give you massive chunk of luck when you equip them on your character. Yeah, and then when you fought Zenlon twice, and you've got 2 wishes under 25 turns, like I say, then you need to beat him under 15, which is of course a little bit more difficult. But all I'll be doing, I'll just have it on Show No Mercy and just spamming Monster Pylon with my other 3 characters, because of course they've all been a Monster Wrangler, they've all got that ability, and then the MC will probably just keep using an item. Yes, grab that chest, guys, for a destructible. Yeah, MC mainly just uses this weapons as items, because they normally do like a big AoE attack, which does a big chunk of damage. Yeah, and even on Show No Mercy, the AI will still use some attacks. Yeah, that Barrow monster, I think that's one of the new enemies here, but you can actually encounter them in the question mark dungeon as well. They're just more likely to appear in this one. And each time you have to come back up to this boss, you're going to have to come back up from Cloud's Gate Citadel. There's no kind of like warp point. Yeah, I don't know why it's warp points in other dungeons to get to the end quicker, but this one, it wants you to keep going all the way back up through these floors. So yeah, you got 135, 133, and 134. I've got them all. So that's all you should have remaining, guys, what I just showed you quickly there. Right, so I'm going to use Padfoot now. I've got all the enemies in this tower. Just making my way up to the boss. Yeah, the next floor is a boss. Like I say, don't take long to get up this tower. Only a few floors. Right, so let's climb these steps and say hello to the boss. You need to fight about 5 or 6 times. So I've speeded up this fight a little bit. This first one I've only speeded up slightly, but all the other ones I've speeded them up quite a lot more. So yeah, I'm just going to keep spamming. I've got a Show No Mercy, and my characters will just keep spamming Monster Pylon, guys. And like I say, MC will just keep using a weapon item to perform a AoE attack. And once you beat him, you'll find out how many turns you took. And providing you've met the requirement, like I say, if you don't beat him under a certain amount of turns, you will not get a wish, and you're basically completely wasted that fight. The trophy is not for beating him, it's for getting his wishes, all of them. And in order to get the wishes, you have to beat him under a certain amount of turns. Like I say, the first 2, you get a wish for beating him under 25 turns, and then every attempt after that, you have to beat him under 15. So, almost defeated. You know when he's almost dead, because his colour of his health, his name will change from yellow to red. Right, and yeah, so that's it, he's defeated. So, just watch dialogue afterwards, and you'll see how many turns you beat him in. So he's defeated. I got some experience points. I reached level 40. Yeah, so my stats increased a bit, of course. Right, looks like all my teammates went up a level. Bet they're chuffed. Okay, so now we'll find out. Oh, 17 turns. So I beat him pretty quickly considering it's the first time. I'm just spamming attacks. So yep, 17 turns. Now you have to pick every one of them, but there's actually an invisible one at the bottom, and that's one I'm going to pick first. I mean, it doesn't really matter if I'm honest. You might want to pick his sword first, Ruby's sword, because that has a really good attack when you use it as an item. So yes, pick any option, and then once you're done, you spawn back here. You're going to walk back to Citadel Tower and make your way back up. Just retrace your steps all the way back to the top. Of course, you've got all the loot, you've killed all the monsters, so yeah, just get up there really quickly, like this. Yeah, bit of a speed run up there. So yes, you're just going to keep me speeding this up. You're going to see me speeding this up constantly, coming back up here fighting him, guys. But I slow it down after I beat him, and you see what I pick and how many turns. So this is my second attempt. There will actually be one more option which will appear once you pick the Guns and Buns book. Yeah, another option appears. So there's actually one more to pick than what it shows. So yeah, how many times did this one take? I mean, each time you beat him, you should get a little bit quicker, just because you get a little bit stronger each time. Providing you haven't farmed to crazy levels. And 15 turns that time. So again, just pick anyone. Like I say, you might want to pick his powerful weapon first, because that Ruby sword has a good AoE attack, and MC will probably keep using that as an item. So yeah, that's the second time. So once you picked a second wish from him, now you're gonna have to beat him under 15 turns to get his next wishes. 15 or less. Right, so that's it, the Ruby sword. Right, so back to Citadel Tower, guys, and make our way back up. So now I'm just going to skip to the boss fight quickly. Now it looks like we're going to run back up. Yes, like I say, you need to beat him on the third attempt, and more than that, you need to beat him at under 15, well, 15 or under. And once beaten this time, I just keep editing out, guys, until you'll see each fight and then you see how many turns, and you'll see me pick each wish along the way. I didn't do anything different. I just beat him, walked back, ran back up, and just kept doing that until I got every single wish. It's a shame you don't give you more experience. Yes, that's 14 turns. And see what wish I'm going to pick now. Yep, so we go new monster arena. So yep, let's come back up here, guys, and defeat him again. Right, so this should be my 4th attempt, I believe. So yeah, that's it. I've knocked him out again. So yeah, like I say, the only one, Guns and Buns, when you pick that one, when you fight him again, there'll be another book called More Guns and Buns. You actually do have to pick that one as well. Yeah, so 14. Guns and Buns will keep reappearing, but you just got to get Guns and Buns once and More Guns and Buns once as well. Yep, and here we go again. So I've come all the way back up to him. See how many turns he takes this time. Hopefully getting a little bit quicker. I think the fastest I beat him by just spamming the buttons before. I think I've managed to beat him in like 9 turns or so. Of course, that's when I've been a bit high level. Yeah, so 14 turns again. Seems to be forming a pattern. It always seems to be 14 turns. Right, can't be many more. So again, just got a few more wishes to select. Probably going to be 14 again. Oh, 13 this time. Right, so I'm going to pick Guns and Buns. So now I've got to beat him one more time and choose a new book which will appear once you pick that book once. So beat him one more time after having picked everything. Basically, after choosing Guns and Buns once, you'll make another book appear. Right, so let's go, guys. Last time. Probably going to be 13 again. So yeah, I'm going to pick more Guns and Buns, and that is it. No more wishes, and because you picked every single one, you're going to get a trophy. There'll be one book, Guns and Buns. It'll stay there. Basically, you can pick that one an infinite amount. I think maybe that's a set number. I don't know, but that one does appear, but you only have to select it once. Yeah, even though it does reappear only one time. Oh, 12 turns. I'm going to be quicker. And there it is. So more Guns and Buns. Pick that one. And that should be the final one, guys. And there we go. Farewell, Mortal. And like I say, the invisible option, you do need to pick that, because that's actually the final post-game dungeon. Yeah, the Tower of Trials. Right, so now what we've got to do, we've got a little bit of preparation ready for the final post-game dungeon. And we'll crack on, make a start of that, guys. And we'll finish it off in part 20, along with the farming. So back at the castle of the Dragon Queen. Yes, we're going to warp to the fairy village. Yeah, fairy village, guys. Warp over there. Right, there's a bunch of fairies here. Yeah, so be careful you don't upset anybody. Right, so in order to access the shop, you need to be a monster. So we're going to go into our important items bag, and we're going to keep using the mod rod until it turns you into a slime. Yeah, for some reason, when I'm a gargoyle, it doesn't seem to work. I have to be a slime. So yeah, keep using mod rod until you turn into a slime, guys. Then talk to this woman. I'm going to buy elfin elixir. And you need to save about about 70,000. So spend all your money on them until you've got about 70,000 remaining. I mean, if you have over 25, no need to. You need 25 elfin elixirs, by the way, for a part coming up, 25. So what I've done, I've just spent all my money. But I've saved about, yeah, like I say, save about 70,000. It's very, very important. And then once you've done that, you want to warp to Japan. The reason we've come in now to buy what we could is because you can only have a certain amount of money, and then you basically waste any rewards after that. So I basically wanted to have almost no money left. So when we do this monster trials in a second, these monster arenas, all the money we get, we're actually going to receive it. And it's not going to get like lobbed in the bin because we have no space. Yes, grab that dummy, guys, item hidden in the water. And then come into Monster Arena. Examine that pot, find an elfin elixir. And now we're going to do 2 monster arenas. So yeah, as you can see, to do this one, you've got to spend about 40,000. That's what I won that gold for. I'm going to pick some of my highest ranked monsters. I'm not going to pick the slimes. So I find the slimes not really that useful. So I'm going to pick my highest level, but not slimes. And yes, then I'm just going to do these 2 monster arenas, guys. So yeah, I speeded up the fights a little bit. So doing myself as well. So these 2 final Monster Arena battles, rank 10 and rank 11. And you'll see the rewards from these will take you almost to 999/999 money. Basically 1 million. You can only have a maximum of 1 million gold. And then any other rewards gets wasted. You will not receive it. I guess you could put it in the bank. So you could get more. I guess that could be one way. Because when you farm in later, if you do have to farm a lot, you'll probably end up over 1 million. I mean, it does with me. I think I get to about 800 kills and I've got 1 million. So any money after that I'm just wasting. But by that point, I'm not really that bothered. Because once I've done all the farming, I've got nothing really left to do. So yeah, this is rank 10. And once done rank 11, you're going to get a trophy. A good spot to farm gold, by the way. If you do ever want to farm gold, is just come here and do this final rank Monster Arena. And that's Monster Champion, guys. That's for doing every single Monster Arena rank. Yeah, so once you've done both them Monster Arena ranks, yeah, it's quite quick. But like I said, I did speed it up quite a bit. Right, now we're going to walk back to the fairy village. Yeah, so back to fairy village. And so now we're going to buy some more elfin elixirs until we have 25 or more. So again, use the mod rod, turn into a monster. Oh, and I didn't mention, but you probably saw me. I switched back from a monster just so I could talk to the women in the monster arena. Because otherwise, they will not talk to you guys. So you need to swap back to a humanoid form. Right, so once you're back as a slime, talk to the fairy. I'm just going to buy a few more elixirs, guys, until I've got 25. Yes, that should be it. I've got exactly 25 now. I'm going to put them all in my equipment bag. Right, and once you've got them, we're going to walk back to Japan. Yeah, walk back to Japan. Make sure you've also got 25 magic waters, 4 staff of sentencing, 4 flame armors, 4 slime earrings, and 4 hardwood headwear. Oh, and 25 magic water. But you should have them because I mentioned them earlier in the guide, basically throughout the walkthrough as we're going through, and the merchants will sell them when nearby. I think for epic aprons, you buy them from the Merchant Berg. Yeah, you buy them from Merchant Berg shop. Slime earrings are from Cantlin, maybe. Flame armor is from... No, flame armor might be from Cantlin. Can't even really remember, if I'm honest. But we did cover it all in the previous videos. So once in the Tower of Trials, guys, you just fly over. It's like big kind of portal in the sky and you get warped here. So come south and you'll get that slime. Yes, another monster. There's 4 monsters here, by the way, and 2 mini medals, and these will be your final ones. Yeah, so 4 monsters and 2 mini medals. We just got a monster then. We carry on, go through this portal, and to complete this trial, I think you need to have over 100 monsters captured, which we have because we have about 118. It's either 100 or 110. But of course we've got more than enough. So that's the first trial done. Yeah, 3 of these trials you just need specific items or collectibles, and there's 2 more which is like a little dungeon with a boss at the end. And once you've done all 5, it will give you access to the final boss of this dungeon. Yeah, so I forgot a secret item down here, Dragon Tail Whip. So grab that. Now we're going to go to Southwest Trial. So we've done the southern one. You've got a secret item here, by the way. Yes, a Southwest Trial. Now for this one where you need all them random items. So like I said, I think you need 4 hardwood headwear, 4 epic aprons, 4 slime earrings, 4 flame armors, 4 staff of sentencing, 25 magic waters, and 25 elfin elixirs. I think from the top of my head. You can buy them all from merchants. Just basically, it's got to be a specific merchant which sells that specific item. Yeah, so I've done that trial. Once you've got every single item, yes, that trial is complete. So 2 are done so far. We can't do the Southeast trial yet because we need to get a reward from handing in all the mini medals. and I'm going to do them all at once. So come back and do that trial. We're going to go to the northwest one, and we're going to grab the item hidden in the corner, and we're going to come for this portal. So the northwest, this is kind of like a dungeon, this one. And you've got 4 new monsters here, 137, 140, 141, and 144. Now in this dungeon, everybody needs to have either a boomerang or some claws equipped. If not, you're going to do much less damage, and also enemies will do massive damage to you. So yeah, there's kind of like restrictions to these 2 side dungeons here, the northwest and the northeast. This northwest one, I mean the slime tells you when you talk to him, the kind of ghost spirit. But yeah, for this one you need boomerang or claws. Of course, my sage cannot equip either, so my sage is going to do much reduced damage, not really going to be that helpful, but he's going to come in helpful on the boss, because on the bosses on the end of these 2 dungeons, side dungeons here, there's a very annoying enemy, and the sage comes in useful because he's got an ability or a spell called Blasto, which will basically banish one enemy from the game. Sorry, I'll say kind of is from the game, but yeah, he'll be ejected from the fight. And it doesn't normally work on most enemies, but for some reason it works on the little boss at the end of this dungeon. And if you use Wild Sight and he's got Duplicate equipped, you can do it 4 times at once, which is really helpful. So yes, on the sage, make sure he's got Duplicate equipped. This is headwear, and he's also got as high agility as you can give him. So yes, with the sage, give him the Meteorite Braces, which you should have, to increase his agility, and also give him the Duplicate. That should mean he should go first when it comes to turn order, and of course when you use Wild Side he'll be able to cast a spell 4 times. Right, so out of them 3 portals, I'm going to go the one on the right to begin with, and yes, you will get caught in a few fights. I want to actually get caught in some of these fights as we go along, and to be honest, you can actually use Padfoot here and still get caught in quite a few battles, because the dungeon does take a few minutes to get through. So even with Padfoot active, you're still going to get caught in quite a few battles. So you probably don't need to do what I did and not using it in order to trigger more battles. Because what I was trying to do here is try to find these new enemies as soon as possible, so then I can start using Padfoot. But once I did start using it, I realised I'm still getting caught in quite a lot of battles just to the length of this little side dungeon. So I should have just used Padfoot from the get-go. So yes, like I say, in this northwest trial, you can find enemies 137, 140, 141, and 144. Sorry, yeah, 141 and 144. And the boss will be 138. So I'm going to loot that chest for a weapon. Yeah, I think I've got one more enemy type I need to encounter on this site. I think that's like a little knight in armour on this northwest trial. I'll probably check him in after beating these. Yeah, the update's just gone live as well, by the way, for Blasphemous 2, the New Game Plus patch. Right, so let's see how I'm looking. So what was that? That's too quick then. Okay, so 140, 141, and 144. So all I need now is enemy 137, and then I've got all the enemies on this northwest trial. So it's one new enemy I need to find. Right, it's going to go back through the portal. If you take the wrong portals, by the way, it'll warp you back to the start or just warp you back to somewhere else, like a dead end. So these ones I'm showing you are the ones you need to progress. And I think this is the last one. So this knight, this should be enemy 137. So after this, I'm going to use Padfoot. While we're beating these, let's see what this update looks like. Oh, so now I can keep our weapons. Nice. On New Game Plus. Right, so yeah, I think I've got them all. So 137, 140, 141 and 144. So now I can start using Padfoot. Like I say, I should have used it anyway. Yeah, so I'm going to show you the optimal path for this dungeon, and I'm also going to show you how to access all the items. There's going to be one mini medal in this side dungeon and also one monster. So now we're going to go in the left hand portal. Yes, nice. So now this guide's pretty much done. Other than the video tomorrow, I can start doing the Blasphemous 2 New Game Plus run. Start optimising that. So as soon as the patch goes live on console, I can release that video. Yeah, so we're going to go in this portal on the right. And this will take you to a chest. What you'll find when you spawn to a room and there's like 3 or 4 portals to go in, it's normally, there'll be 2 middle ones and one on the left and one on the right. You'll normally spawn in one of the middle ones and the other middle one will normally take you back to the start. Yeah, that's kind of how it works. A little pattern. I wouldn't say it's exactly the same, but for almost every single room where you have various portals, almost always one of the middle ones will take you back to start, and one will obviously be the one you just came through. It's normally the one on the far left and the one on the far right. One will take to a chest, and one will be the one you need to go through to progress. So there's actually a chest to the bottom left here. I'm going to avoid it because it's got a mimic inside it, and these Pandora's boxes are very annoying enemies. So yeah, leave out a chest in the bottom left corner in that room. Go through this portal on the left. Again, we've got a bunch of other portals here. So I'm just going to flee from battles now. Yeah, so ignore that portal. It just takes you back to the start. Now here, loot the top left chest, but do not loot the other 3, sorry, because they have a mimic inside. And now we're going to take this bottom portal. It's going to lead you to a little item. Yep, Holy Protection and Padfoot. And there's your mini medal, guys. So that's your mini medal in this little side dungeon. So the way the monsters work in the Tower Trials, we've got one already that's kind of in the hub area where you can actually select all the different trials. You've got one monster in this northwest sub dungeon where we are now, and one mini medal in this northwest side dungeon. You've got one more monster and another mini medal in the northeast side dungeon or trial, and then the final monster is on the way to the final boss of the Tower of Trials. So you can't actually access a final monster until you've almost completed this whole dungeon. But the mini medals, yes, you can get both of them and complete your mini medal collection before you actually complete every single trial. You just got to complete the northwest and the northeast trial. And yes, right now you should have 109 mini medals. Only one more left to get, guys. But you have to hand them in first and get all the rewards in order to get the trophy. Yes, now we've gone into this top portal and it's brought us here. So ignore that middle one. You want to go on this one on the top left. This one will take you to an item, and you see that monster up there? Yeah, he's going to join your party very, very shortly. Yeah, and there he is again. Yeah, so grab this chest for a Aurora staff. Yeah, and the next trial, the next sub-dungeon, the northeast, you have to equip, in that one, you have to equip either an axe or a staff. Yeah, so an axe or a staff. So your sage can help there. So yeah, axes or staffs are in the next trial. Right, so once back here. Yep, now you're going to go through the far east portal, I think it is. Yeah, so you can see, even using Padfoot, I'm still getting caught in a lot of battles. So I don't really need to avoid using it to begin with. Yeah, so all the way up here. Right, so we've got a massive, another room with a bunch of portals. Don't know why I said massive for. They're all pretty much the same size, these floors. Yeah, so you've got a few chests there. Only one of these has an item inside, the middle one. So yes, loot the middle item. And if you use that spell on the sage, Peep, when you're nearby a chest. It'll tell you if it's got something dangerous inside or not. So yeah, grab the axe from that chest. And we're going to go in this portal on the left, which will take you to a little chest. Yes. I don't know why I came for this chest. I think it's just like a herb, a medicinal herb or something. Yeah, medicinal herb. I wouldn't say it's mega useful. Yeah, so this boss coming up, like I say, make sure the sage has the duplicate equipped, and that he's also got the 2 meteorite braces on to increase his agility. Because when you do use his turn, you want him to go first. Because if not, he may get put to sleep or something else, and it will completely cancel the wild side buff once you use it. And also be very careful when you use Blasto. Some of the enemies can cause reflect, and if you use it at the wrong time, it might get reflected and you might accidentally eject yourself from the battle, which would be quite embarrassing. So yeah, just keep an eye on the enemies. Don't just spam and just think that's going to win the fight for you. Just make sure none of the enemies use reflect, and if they do, just defend and wait until your next turn, because reflect normally only lasts for 1 turn. Right, and once you go through that portal, and there's some monster guys. Yep, so 2 left. That's Barry's mum. Oh, sorry, Barry Moss. Thought it was Barry's mum. Right, and this is your final portal, which would lead you to the boss. You've got 6 kind of little sub-bosses, I guess. You're going to be fighting 2 Pandora's boxes, and then when you beat them, there'll be 4 more which will spawn. And this is the same boss at the end of the next sub-dungeon as well, the Northeast Trial. But they do slightly different attacks. Now here, yes, you've got one of these annoying floors, which the tiles switch your directional inputs. So just take your time, get through here. Luckily, if you do fall off, it just spawns you back near the start of this room. So you don't have to like redo the whole dungeon. Yeah, imagine if it spawned you right back at the start of the dungeon. Yeah, I was quite surprised I actually got through it without dying. Or sorry, falling off. I guess I've done that more than enough times by now. I'm kind of getting used to the directional inputs. So yeah, once you're through that room, here we go. So like I say, make sure the sage has duplicate and the 2 meteorite braces. So what we're going to be doing, everybody's just going to be doing show no mercy, but I want the sage on follow my orders. And he's going to do wild side. Yeah, so abilities wild side. He should have wild side, because remember, before he was a monster wrangler. And that's how he learned that ability. So yep, Sage's going to use wild side, the rest on show no mercy, and they'll probably just keep spamming monster pylon. And before you use Blasto, like I say, make sure nobody has used reflect, the enemies. So yeah, Blasto, and there it is. So it ejects a single enemy from a fight, or has a chance. Like I say, it doesn't always land. But most of the time it will, and it doesn't always work, but for some reason it just works in this fight. So now you've got 4. So again, wild side should still be active on my sage. And there we go. Nice and easy, guys, when you use Blasto on them. Try and kill these without Blasto, especially the ones on the Northeast Trial. You find out how annoying they are. Blasto makes this fight so much easier. And yeah, that's Northwest Trial done, and then that'll be it for this video. So you are back to the hub area, ready to finish this dungeon in part 20, guys. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.